Okay, now that I've got your attention, I want to help turn this often chaotic experience into a structured path for growth. I'm here to give you a sneak peek into mastering this vital skill. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn about a powerful alliance between organizational change management and the capability to change. And here's a promise. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to share a template with you on how to prepare for these crucial conversations with your team. It's a bonus that you absolutely won't want to miss. First, let's dive into the core of what change leadership is and what it means for your team. So on the one hand, we have organizational change management. And traditionally, this was about processes, a project that has a beginning and an end. We work through stakeholder analysis, training plans, and project plans. Now imagine if organizational change management and the ability to change had a baby. This is where change leadership or change capability is born. Let's think of change as a skill, something that can be developed. And as we develop the skill, we become stronger at it, and therefore we become stronger. So when a big change comes, you're ready. You are ready for that marathon because you have built that muscle. And for an organization, you can think of it like muscle memory. Combining organizational change management with the capability really enables your team to be empowered. I have worked on many change management projects, and what always stuck out for me was the lack of people focus. I was very often on the training team and so brought in at the 13th hour and very often as an afterthought. This was absolutely crazy to me because the single most important ingredient in a change management project is the people's ability to adopt that change and run with it. So then I took it one step further and I asked, what if people were capable of change? I had noticed that some people were really good at taking the change and running with it, and others were not. And as I investigated why, I realized that change is not a thing that happens. It's not a process to be followed. So we can really consider change as a capability. And that's great because people can learn it. People can learn how. So I developed a simple framework that brought organizational change management together with the change capability, and I would love to share that with you now. Prepare is not only about getting the systems ready, briefing the team on what to expect, but prepare is also about assimilating the information and translating that for you and your team. What does it mean for you? It's about recognizing where people are on the change curve and empathizing. The second phase is action. Project is being mapped out, the project plan drawn, the launch prepared. This is not the time to forget about the people who will experience the change. This is when you actively listen, you gather feedback, and you highlight this as a time when everyone is learning together. The third phase is implement. The launch is upon us. The change is happening. The project is going live. And I have seen people being left behind. Here's where we illuminate the path. We build it out brick by brick and break down the tasks into achievable, manageable steps. You're still gathering feedback, and this is where you need to communicate 10 times more. The final piece is sustain. The project has happened. Go live has come and gone. The change management team has often left the building, and old habits tend to creep back. Here is where we double down. Build momentum by defining short-term achievements and then celebrating those achievements. Report back on a weekly basis on progress, wins, struggles, and solutions. Another thing to keep in mind here is you need to lead by example and champion this change. If you're saying bad things about it, guess what? So is everyone else. So you can be honest, you can say when things suck, but keep highlighting the why. Why should people change? Why should they embrace it? What's in it for them? If you want to learn more about this framework, I'm facilitating a webinar soon. We can deep dive into this change capability. I will announce it on this YouTube channel, so hit subscribe and that bell so that you don't miss out. Another great place to stay in touch with me is LinkedIn, so you can follow me there and let's connect. Before we get into that guide, I promised, if you want to be part of this community where we're going to love learning again, please hit that subscribe button. I want to help as many talent development professionals move from that overlooked order taker into that valued business partner so that we can enhance our impact and influence over people's development and ultimately the success of the organization. Before I keep rambling on, let's jump into that template. And here is the template I've been promising. It is prepare for your communication, and this can be used throughout the change project. Typically, it's right in the beginning when you're communicating the change to your people, but it can be used throughout. So the first step is to define your audience, and this can be as small as, an individual team, or it can be as large as a department, let's say finance, for example. The next section is what is the main purpose of your communication to this audience. So you can say, look, this is training to ensure their readiness. You don't have to choose two, you can choose one, but this is just an example. What is the most appropriate communication vehicle for this audience? And I love this question because oftentimes we just think it's an email, but really it could be so many things. So we could say, all right, for this communication, it is training. The training is going to happen in form of a WebEx. We are going to load that into our intranet. We're creating a nice job aid to support this, and we will reinforce it with a poster. And yes, I see that spelling mistake. It will be fixed for your download version. The next section is what is the key message for this audience? And again, I absolutely love this because it's looking at the benefits. So it's the what's in it for them. And you can answer questions like, the advantages are the following improvements will be made. The value to you is. And then the next section and last section is what are the details of this project relevant to this audience? So here you include who is impacted, when they will be impacted, and how they will be impacted. You can answer questions like you will be impacted on this date. Your job will be different in these ways, and your job will stay the same in these ways. And I absolutely love this because it gives people just that comfort that not everything is changing, but these things are changing and these things are not. So as mentioned, you can absolutely download this fully. You can just type in your answers here. So however you want to use this template, I hope you find it useful. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped, and I hope you join me in my webinar where I love all things capability, and preparing people for change is just one of the many great things about building your skills. See you there.